Well, good morning, everybody. So rest day today. Look who's smiling.
Yeah.
How you feel today, Christine?
Yeah, much better.
Much better.
Yeah, ready to go.
So we're just at the, what are we at? The hostel. We're in the chilli out room. I'm going to spin the camera around and show you the view from our balcony here. Well, good morning. So yesterday was just a real cruisy rest day. Christine is feeling really good. She's probably headed off this morning already. I had to get a little bit of gear sorted out and do a bit of stuff for work, which I got done, which was really good. And I can't remember if I mentioned it, but the tread was delaminating off my boot way too early. Had done just over 200 kilometres in them. So they've been replaced under warranty, and I was crossing my fingers I wasn't going to get held up. I've already had 8 days of hold-ups while I've been waiting for gear, and the whole lot's been replaced on warranty. So I have to shout out to all those suppliers, MacPack, Durston, and now Topo Athletic for the shoes. You know, they do back their products. They replace them when things go wrong. No one's argued with me, no questions asked. Just not good enough, here's a new pair sort of thing, or a new pack, whatever it was. But like, oh man, please don't hold me up another day while I'm waiting. I've had to chase so hard with New Zealand Post. It was sent overnight courier and was meant to arrive not yesterday, the day before. It's finally arrived at the post office, and there's no public access, but they've done a special for me so I can go and get it. And I just straight away rung up the taxi company in Wanaka to get me up there. They said, oh sorry, there's over an hour wait at the moment. I said, don't worry, I'll just bloom and walk. So I'm walking up now to get my replacement boots. It was just too risky to push on. The next section's really steep with big sidelings on it again, and half of my sole's just foam, and it looks like the rest of the tread was going to come off anyway. So I'll get up there now, take me sort of, I don't know, maybe half an hour up and back. We'll get these new boots, and I'll try and catch up with old Christine, because she's on fire now. She looks the best she's looked in ages. So, and I'll grab myself some brekkie as well, and we'll see how far we can get today. I might only get to the campsite, but all going well, I might even get to the first hut today. Anyway, I'll get up there and get this parcel, and then we'll get going. See ya. Okay, so we're just leaving the township of Wanaka now. Sort of bittersweet for me. It is a beautiful area, but I just don't like crowds of people. This is kind of like Tekapo when I was at Lake Tekapo as well. You can see all these tourists here about to go canoeing. You go to get something to eat and you just can't work out what it's going to be like. It wasn't too bad last night. The night before there were queues outside the Jolly Door. But we'll head on down here. There is a tree down here that I'll get a photo of it and show you. It's pretty famous in New Zealand. Individual tree that's sort of out in the lake a little bit. So we'll go and find that and see what that's like. I'm definitely going to make it as far as the Glendoo Bay campsite tonight. But I actually would have preferred to have got up to the first hut. And Christine will be up at the first hut because she left a lot earlier. I do know there's not a lot of tent sites up there, so if I get up there late, I might have a bit of fun. But either way, it's 3 hours from the car park, and the Glendoo Bay car park, I think it's called, to get to the hut. So I'll get to that car park, see what time it is and how much daylight I've got left. I managed to get the shoes, added 5k to my day. I had to walk up in there and get them because of the long wait for a taxi. And left my accommodation bang on 10. But I've just had a cold drink, some tropical fruit salad and a bread roll. So I have a good feed while I'm still in town, and then I can sort of get going without many stops and try and catch up to where I would have been otherwise. Anyway, let's get walking. There's a little bit of elevation, and I'm just walking around to the end of this hill here somewhere, I think. We'll get around there and see what it's like. And then after that, the real climb starts to get up to the hut. We'll see you. Bye. That's the famous, I think they call it the Wanaka tree, which is normally in the water, but obviously the lake's really, really low at the moment. And you can just sort of pan around here. You can see all that accommodation I walked past as I came in. And the heart of Wanaka is just down here, just amongst all those willow trees. Anyway, we'll keep pushing on. So this is pretty cool. They keep filling up these drums. I've seen them beside the track and put a bucket there, and you fill up the bucket and you go and water a native tree and you pull out a few weeds. Try and help with the rehabilitation of this area. Quite a cool concept. This little mountain in front of us now, I think that's the peak that we could see from Wanaka, or it came from the peak down to the edge, and I said we'd walk around that, and we're probably going to walk around that and then hang a left and go up the valley between that peak and this next range in the background here. Let's push on, let's see where we end up. So the town of Wanaka is out of view now, it's around that corner. Just this beautiful valley up here on the lake, and looking down here, that's just beautiful, so clear. And we swing around to the left here, and gorgeous mountain views, and still plenty of snow on this one up here. Must be a sheltered side of that mountain. This is the Glendew Bay campsite, and it's a lovely little campsite on the shores of Lake Wanaka. Little food truck and that there. So the same beautiful scenery as in the main part of Wanaka, but without all the madness, and it's a huge campground. A lot of different options with cabins and things like that. So yeah, recommend that if you want a quieter stay, if you like the madness, go into the heart of Wanaka. So that valley up there, that's where we're heading, and I must be really close to the Glendew Bay car park because I'm in the Glendew Bay campground, and I just saw it's got lodge accommodation as well here. So this is the final time I'll be on the shore of Lake Wanaka. I'm sure I'll get some views of it as I climb. Apparently 3 hours from the Glendew Bay car park up to the hut. So it's not quite 2 o'clock. So that still gets me in there at a reasonable time. I just gotta hope I can get a hut bed, or at least a half decent tent site when I get there. But we'll push on up that valley. I'll show you as I go. Well, I think I can see the track from here. If I zoom in, we're going straight up this ridge, and near the top there you should be able to, on the left hand little peak, see the track going straight up to the top there. So here we go, we're at the car park, we're at the start of the Motor Tapu track. So all the people coming northbound are telling us this is our last real gnarly section. We don't climb to any massive height, but we go up, down, up, down, up, down. Really steep up, really steep down, really steep sidling. So from what we understand, this is our last real gnarly section on the TA for us. Once we get past this and get into Arrowtown, it's a bit of easy sailing for us through to the end. But I'm going to count my chickens before they hatch. I've got 3 days of hard work ahead of me, and let's get up to that Fern hut, 3 to 4 hours. We'll get there well before sunset, but I think there's a few weekenders according to another northbounder that just walked past, so unfortunately I'm probably going to have to find somewhere flat to put the tent up. All right, we'll push on. As I say, we're going straight up that ridge that I saw, so here we go. I'll show you the interesting bits on the way, and hopefully I remember to turn around and get the views of Lake Wanaka as I get some elevation. And a little section of beech forest, my favourite. That nice cool air. The temperature difference coming out of tussock into the beech forest is second to none. Just beautiful, and a nice little creek flowing through as well. Well, we've just broken above a tree line temporarily, and just up in here some beautiful big cliffs up here, and I thought we were going to head straight up that ridge that I showed you. We may still get there, but at the moment we seem to be heading up this valley here, and hopefully back into a little bit of bush cover. It's 3:45 now, but the sun's pretty hot as soon as you come out of the trees, so it'd be nice to be in the shade a bit longer and then break out into the tussock when it cools down a bit. We'll push on anyway. Here's the track down here. Bit of a big drop down there, but we get this nice little boardwalk over it. Well, we definitely didn't go up that ridge line as I thought. If I zoom in down here, going up this valley, there's a bit of a slip there, but just above it in the middle of my screen you can see our track and where we're heading up this valley. This is a pleasant surprise. The Te Araroa note said from the car park 3 hour. The sign said 3 to 4 hours. I left at 2:30. It's 4:30. I've done it in 2 hours. There's today's destination. I can't see any tents outside. I think I might be able to see one, but either way, I'm going to go and check in. Let's see what this hut's like. Made it already. So there we are. Fern hut. We're inside. Not that many pairs of shoes outside. Maybe I do get a bed. Well, g'day everybody, and beautiful day for hiking today. I am noticing the temperature is starting to get a lot colder at night, and we're getting late February, early March. That's typical for New Zealand, and we're getting a bit further south as well. So, you know, further south you go, the colder it gets. We get closer to that south pole. So I'm just filtering a little bit of water at the moment, just from this gorgeous little creek down here. The water tank's pretty much empty in the hut, and you know, I raced up to that hut. I said on the way, hey, might get some really nice views of Lake Wanaka on the way up. No views. You're ducking behind the ridge, you get no views at all on the way up. So anyway, bit of a disappointment, but it is what it is. I've been spoilt for views anyway. Thought I might not get a bed in the hut. It's only me and Christine. There's 2 other people who happily put their tents up, and it's only me and Christine in a 12-bed hut at the moment. So it's just gone 5:30. That doesn't mean we've got the hut to ourselves. Right up till 9:30 tonight, anybody could walk in any time. The track was busy. A lot of locals doing a walk up and back today, but gee, if I was a local doing that, I'd be doing the walk right out of the main part of Wanaka, and you get some beautiful views over the lake that way. But anyway, I did get held up, obviously waiting for my shoes, but I've made that up anyway. I was only ever going to get to Fern hut, which is where I've made it to today. Just got in there later than I would have otherwise, so that's really good. Everything's still on schedule. Really good day's rest, hopefully, and we're going to do 3 saddles or 3 summits tomorrow and get through the Roses hut. That's the plan. There's one other hut after the first saddle, and if we don't stay in that hut, there's no going back. There's no places to camp. We've got to do 2 more in a day and get over the Roses. But I think, you know, we've done a fair bit of climbing today. and that really helps. We'll do an accumulative climb of about 1,500 metres tomorrow, and a cumulative descent of about the same. So we end up at about the same RL as Fernburn Hut where we are today. But if it's only me and Christine, I will show you inside the hut. I don't like filming people without asking for their permission, so that's why I don't show you inside some of the huts. But yeah, it's a beautiful hut. Insect mesh on all the windows, so I'm going to be able to open up the windows. I've got a bed right next to a window. It's going to be a nice cool night. It's not going to be a hot hut. I'm expecting a really, really good night's sleep. So I'll get all this water filtered, get back, have my evening meal, have a nice early night so we can leave as soon as there's enough light in the morning for a big day tomorrow. Expecting probably about 9 hours tomorrow on trail, and all up and all down. See you tomorrow. Bye. All right, so this is inside Fernburn Hut. Beautiful huts, actually. I think they're all the same on this section. There's Christine busy doing her water filtering. How was your day, Christine?
Really good.
Really good. There we go. Caught up to Camp Mother. That's the most important thing. So these are 12-bed huts, 6 top, 6 bottom. But yeah, opening windows with insect mesh, which is really good. So we can keep it nice and cool in here. When was this built? 2008, I think it says. So they're pretty modern huts. So a nice little deck area here and around here, although I think it's empty. But there's our water tank and a bit of a bathroom just up in the background there. So yeah, beautiful little huts. And there's our view. That's the valley that we came in. As I said though, no views of Lake Wanaka as we came up. And there's the sign, Highland Creek Hut. That's where we head off tomorrow, and we're pretty much walking up this little valley. So there's 3 summits or saddles. That one up there I think's a saddle, and we go up there tomorrow morning. As soon as we have enough light, we'll be off. See you tomorrow. Just one little thing I keep forgetting to mention too. I did an interview at Powerhouse Lodge, and we had Elaine there. Elaine, I'm not exactly sure how I say her name, but the young lady from Belgium. She had a fall just out of Top Timaru Hut, and she was telling me, I bumped into her afterwards, she just thought she'd better stop herself, and she thought it was scary. She couldn't stop herself. She just kept going, and finally she went into a bit of a tree, and it stopped her, and she managed to scramble across the river and actually find a track on the other side. She lost both her hiking poles, and it really hurt her leg. She managed to get back to the hut, and she said it wasn't an emergency, but she radioed out. There's no way she was walking out, so she ended up going out in a helicopter. So sadly, she's had an x-ray and the leg's not broken, but she was still on crutches and struggling to put weight on her leg when I bumped into her in Wanaka. So she's going out to Christchurch hoping to rest it up and get better again, but I really worry about her with soft tissue damage. So hopefully not, but sadly her hike might be over. And you might also remember Spike and Scotty, who I interviewed. Those two are real characters on trail this year. Every time you bumped into them on trail, they just put a smile to everybody's faces. Scotty had a bit of a fall on the Goat Pass just before Arthur's Pass, and yeah, he had to get rescued by helicopter as well, and he fractured his foot. So Spike and Scotty, their trail's over as well, but I think they might watch some of my videos. So if you're watching, guys, yeah, I hope you're making a speedy recovery there, Scotty, and I really hope you guys can pick up where you left off next year and next year's season, and get yourselves down to Bluff and finish what you started. So yeah, happy recovery and to everybody, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.